Hey everyone. So you want to prove you've got what it takes to be an ethical hacker? Really fast track your cybersecurity career? Then you absolutely need to know about the CompTIA PenTest Plus certification. Today, we're going to crack the code on how to nail the PT0-002 exam. Let's just dive right in. So here's our game plan. First up, we'll cover what the PenTest Plus even is. Then we'll get into the nitty-gritty of the PT0-002 exam itself. After that, and this is the fun part, we're going to tackle some real exam questions together. And finally, I'll lay out a solid path for you to succeed. All right, first things first, what is the deal with the PenTest Plus certification? Well, you can think of it as the industry stamp of approval that says, yep, this person knows their stuff when it comes to professional penetration testing and vulnerability management. At its heart, penetration testing is all about putting on a hacker's hat so you can defend a system better. And that's exactly why the PT0-002 exam isn't just a theory test. It's designed to prove you can actually find and exploit vulnerabilities in a hands-on way. It's not about what you've read, it's about what you can do. It's all about being proactive, right? So who should be looking at this? Well, if you're aiming for a job title like penetration tester or security analyst, this is a no-brainer. But it's also a fantastic springboard for any IT pro who wants to jump into the cybersecurity field. This cert is a direct line to some really high-demand jobs. Okay, so we know what it is. Now let's talk about the challenge itself. It's time to pop the hood on the PT002 exam and see what we're really dealing with. All right, let's look at the stats. What are you actually up against? Well, you're looking at up to 85 questions, and it's a mix. You'll get your standard multiple choice, but also performance-based questions where you have to do stuff. You've got 165 minutes on the clock, and the magic number you're aiming for is a score of 750. So it's not just about what you know, it's about how quickly and accurately you can apply it. The exam is broken down into these 5 main areas, which pretty much follow the life cycle of a real-world pen test. You start with planning and scoping. Then you move into the info gathering and the actual attacks. But, and this is super important, it ends with reporting and communication. This just proves that a great pen tester isn't just a tech genius, they're also a great communicator who can actually explain their findings in a useful way.
All right, enough theory, let's get our hands dirty. We're going to walk through a few sample questions to give you a real taste of what you'll be up against on test day. Ready?
Okay, first question. A client asks you to run a pen test on their hot site. That's their live, ready-to-go backup site. What's the absolute number one most important thing you do before you start? Is it A, get the statement of work signed? B, make sure you have network access? C, figure out if they use third-party resources? Or D, set up your communication plan? Take a second, think about it.
And the answer is A.
Look, before you even think about touching a client's system, you have got to have that signed statement of work, the SOW. Think of it as your legal shield. It clearly defines the rules of engagement and protects both you and the client. This is a classic PenTest Plus question because it's testing your professionalism, not just your tech skills.
Let's try another one. This one's about SCADA systems, the stuff that runs big industrial equipment. What's the extra safety risk when you're testing these kinds of devices? Think about what these systems actually control out there in the physical world.
Yep, the answer is D. SCADA devices can cause physical world effects. And this is a huge deal, something you absolutely have to understand. We're not talking about crashing a website here. We're talking about systems that control power grids, water treatment plants, factory robots, you name it. A simple mistake during a test could literally cause physical damage or a major shutdown. The stakes are just incredibly high.
All right, last one. This should ring a bell. Which one of these documents spells out the specific activities, what you'll deliver, and the schedule for a pen test? Is it the NDA, the MSA, the SOW, or the MOU?
And of course, the answer is C, the SOW. See how the exam comes back to key ideas? Understanding the statement of work inside and out is just non-negotiable for a professional pen tester. So it makes perfect sense that the exam really hammers this point home. Okay, so we've seen what the exam's made of and the kinds of questions it throws at you. Now for the really important part. Let's chart your path to success and talk about the smart way to get ready for this thing. Let's be real, the PT002 is supposed to be tough. It's not a walk in the park. But, and this is the good news, with the right kind of preparation and the right tools, you can absolutely walk into that testing center feeling totally confident and ready to pass.
So how do you get ready for all this? Well, one of the best things you can do is use an exam simulator. And the one from certificationexam.com is fantastic. You get over 300 practice questions to work through. You can study on your computer or on the go mode to really get why an answer is right, with detailed explanations, and then jump into exam mode to feel what the real test pressure is like. And get this is the stat that really matters. People who use their platform and go through all 308 of those questions, they have a 98% first attempt pass rate. 98%. Seriously, let that sink in for a second. It just goes to show that practicing with questions that feel like the real deal makes all the difference.
Look, passing the PenTest Plus exam is totally achievable. It takes work, for sure, but it's absolutely within your reach. With the right tools to guide your prep, you can master this stuff. So really, the only question left is, are you ready to take that next big step in your cybersecurity career? Because you can prepare anywhere and pass with confidence.